Hi everyone, it's Diane. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're all doing well out there. Thanks for joining me for some paper crafting. Yes, I have ink on my fingers already. I'm pre-recording some of my videos because our camping trip's coming up here pretty soon, and I wanted to make sure that I have all my videos ready to go. So I'm not quite sure which day this is going to be for. And the card that I want to do, and I almost stuck my fingers in it, is a design that we did something similar back in July. So if this isn't something that, you want to see again, I'm going to have some other videos out there shortly. But if you want to see how to do this card, and I don't think that there you can see the little rays of ink a bit better, and you can see that I have some pearls added, and that's what I didn't want to stick my fingers in. So the original design that we did was this one, and I need a couple sympathy cards, but I had done this excuse me, in Parakeet Party, and I think Daffodil Delight. That was a little bright for a sympathy card, but I love this design. So, and I didn't want to do the whimsical stitching around it. So I have a couple of tricks that I had to do for this card, and I thought I would share them with you. And yes, I'm going to need to mute my phone because, of course, now that I've started this, everybody will call or text. Nobody wanted me all day long, right? Okay, so I started with a card base of Blackberry Bliss. This is half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock that I folded in half to make 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card base. And I'm hoping I don't have too much of a glare, but when we go to do the embossing, and I don't even know if you could see that there's a little bit of an embossed border around here, I'm definitely going to need the lights. So I didn't turn the lights away too far. And then, I already cut some. Where did it go? I have a piece of, this is just old designer paper. You can use whatever you have. This was Nature's Poem. And I cut a piece of this leafy design to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I just don't know where I put it. There it is. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then the one measurement I keep forgetting is my basic white. I think it's 3.5. Yep. By 3.5 by 4 3/4. 3.5 by 4 3/4. Only need one at a time. But I do need my trimmer. Oh. Yep, it's going that way. 3.5. What's the matter, honey? Looks a little crooked. Might be because I did it on my big paper trimmer. 3.5, 4 3/4. And sometimes when I'm doing a lot of cardstock on there, I sometimes can't get it straight. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do was make a 1/4 inch embossed frame around here. And I started out doing it with my scoring trimming board here. And didn't I pull down the cutting blade instead of the scoring blade right off the bat? So I just put them away and got out my stylus. And I thought I was better off with this because I'm not going to cut with a stylus, right? And then I just moved my cardstock over to the 1/4 inch line on my trimmer. And I'm hoping you can see this. I'm sure it's very hard. put my stylus in the little track at 1/4 of an inch and just followed the track down to 4.5. Turned my cardstock, lined it up to 1/4 of an inch, put my stylus in the track and went to 3.25. Again to the 1/4 inch mark. Four and a half. And I only did this just for some a little bit of design on my card panel. And when we make our ink lines, I'm going to start from the embossed line and not the cut edge of the panel. And that's going to leave a nice white border around it. So that was kind of what I was aiming for with that. I don't know if you can see, I stopped all of my inking and stamping and everything along that embossed line, and I just left the white border. Okay, scrap paper. Now this one's pretty messy. Oh, fear not, there is more. Always scrap paper. Okay, so I found a spot towards the center of my card, and I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss and Cajun Craze. These are both very strong colors. So I started with some Cajun Craze, and using my blending brush, I put a little bit of ink on here, and I tapped quite a bit of it off. So I want the orange, but I don't want it to be really bold. And then, and I have a piece of scrap. This is Scrap Designer Series paper. Just laying that where my embossed line is, and it's going to help keep that little frame over there nice and clean. And I'm just lightly going along the edge of a ruler. Very lightly. I don't want this to be very bold line. I just want a nice subtle hint. And I'm going to vary the length, trying to keep them at the same starting point. Ooh, that one's a little darker than I wanted. It's okay. Actually, there is a trick for that too. I forgot my own rule. It's leaving a line whether you can see it or not. Oh, sorry, my eye was itchy. Okay. And I'm going to move to Blackberry Bliss, which is an even darker color. But I'll tell you what, my original card, you can hardly see the lines. I just did it with such a light touch that you can barely see them. Blackberry Bliss. I want to remember to try to leave a little bit of white space down here because I'll put my greening on there. You know, I think I'm going to wipe the edge of my ruler off too because I've used it quite a bit here. I don't know where I threw my paper towel already. Here we go. Easily fixed. And then starting from my same starting point, I'm going to do the same thing very lightly, tap most of it off, little bit of the Blackberry Bliss in here. This brush is actually a little bit too big. I'm getting very wide stripes. But that's okay. It's okay. Oh, I need that. Okay. If you do feel that you have too much of a color in there, we can take our ink eraser, the sand eraser, and I'm going to try to get a little bit of this Blackberry Bliss out of here. It's just a little bit wider than I want it to be. Although it's probably going to get covered up. I don't want to get too carried away. It's probably going to get covered up when we stamp our berries here. You can see how this is going to help get a nice cleaner edge for you. You can't even see the orange very much, but that's okay. Again, I don't want to fidget with it too much because I am going to stamp with, these are just some little, I don't know if they're leaves or berries. They're from Forever Fern. They look like the, those Chinese lantern blossoms. Oh, I need my scrap paper. I'm going to stamp this off once for the first couple of stamps. Cover up my little border. Keep it clean. Okay. Stamp it off once. Stamp it off once and do one going opposite direction. Ooh, I didn't get my berries down on that end. I was having trouble with the top berries before. Now I'm going to stamp it off 2 times and add a couple more. And I'm going to try to get down this way a little bit. Oh, look what I did. I got it on the bottom margin. I was keeping the side clean, and I got it on the bottom. Or is that sand eraser? Okay. And I'll need that again for my greeting. Almost. All right. Then, what greeting did I use? I used With Sympathy, but where did it come from? It came from Flourishing Phrases. Yep. Sorry if I was off camera. I was just trying to see so I could stamp that on straight. I didn't look up to see where I was stamping. And I'll have to add my inserts later because we're going to add some of the the new pearlized enamel effects, and I need them to sit and dry for a little bit. There it is. Now we can add this to our designer pattern paper, designer series paper. And you can do this, I mean, I guess this is why I wanted to show this one again, because, and I'll show you both of them at the end, just by changing our colors and our background design paper a little bit, we're going to get two completely different looks here. That, and I wanted to show you the little trick about adding the embossed border. You can use your trimmer or your scoreboard. And then these are the pearlized enamel effects basic white dots that I'm going to use. The last few Halloween cards that we've made, I was using the black. I also have red. They come in a 3-pack. This is real red, black, and white. So, handy for the holidays, of course. And I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of this out straight. I'm going to hold my bottle straight up and down. Squeezing gently. Release the pressure and pick up my bottle. Can make them as large or as small as you like. They're going to flatten out a little bit as they dry. How many did I do on that one? They're already starting to get a little bit of a rounded edge on there. Can't see them. Oh, yes, you can. There you go. See? So we're just going to let those sit and dry, and they'll turn into like a little summertime gnat around here. Doesn't he know that it's a cool evening? He shouldn't be here. So there is a nice quick little card. This was our original, done with some bright and cheery colors, and then a more subtle design using Blackberry Bliss and Cajun Craze. So I hope that inspires you. I thank you for hanging out with me here for a little bit. Oh, that was a quick card. Good Lord. Oh, I'm not even at 20 minutes. I never do that. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.